How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you remember in one of my recent videos, I did macro with these close-up filters for different lenses. I put this on the 85mm Rokinon and it made for some okay pictures, and it was cheap and easy and fast to work with. I also had my buddy's Canon out there with a reverse ring filter on it, and this puts a lens mount on the front of your lens so you can mount it backwards, and it turns it into a macro lens. In that video I said I was going to get a reverse ring for Sony, and that's exactly what I did. And I have been shocked at the kind of macro shots that I can get out of this. I also got a pack of step down rings, which came with a bunch of step up and step down rings, so I can adapt this now to pretty much any lens that I want, excluding the 50mm right here because it didn't come with the right thread. But I tried it on a few different lenses I had, and had very good results with some and very bad results with others. First of all, the power zoom lenses, this I couldn't get to work at all. No matter what focal length I zoomed it to and took it off the camera, it always gave me, I had to be right up on the mount to have anything in focus. And most of the time I couldn't get anything to be in focus. The next lens I tried was the Rokinon 12mm, and this gave me the most zoomed in macro shots I've ever taken, and I'll show you a few images shortly. Next, what I tried was the Canon lens. This is the 18-135 kit lens, and it worked very well and gave you a wide range of magnification to shoot at, so you could pick and choose depending on how zoomed in you want to be on your subject. So that was very useful, very convenient. You could get way up close or have a little bit of a wider shot. So basically how this works is there's the Sony E mount on this side and there's filter threads on this side. I've got a step up ring here that takes it to a 67mm, which is the filter size for the 12mm Rokinon here. You just screw it right on like a filter, and now you're ready to mount this backwards on your lens. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a couple of videos that I took with this macro setup, and excuse the shakiness, it was very zoomed in, but it gives you an idea of how zoomed in this actually was. And as you can see here, there's some flowers. I also took some shots of some bricks, which you can see the texture in the bricks super up close. You'd have a hard time even telling they were bricks that close. I also took a couple shots of little plants, and as well as a screw that was in my deck. Now, something to note with the Rokinon here is that you had to be right up to the lens mount to get anything in focus, because it's almost like it works reverse of the focal length. This is 12mm, this is the widest lens I have, and it gave me the most magnification. But I had to be right up against it, which you can see here. And because of the crazy amount of magnification I got with these lenses mounted backwards, I had to do some focus stacking, which is a very simple technique, but it's best done with a macro slider rail, which I don't have, so I did the best I could without it, and I think the results turned out pretty good. So here's a few images of how those focus stacking shots worked out. Excuse little blurry artifacts, it's just the nature of the beast without the right setup. But as you can see, the magnification was insane, and there was a very good amount of detail in those shots. And this picture right here is actually of moss, and if you zoom in on it, you can actually see the individual cells of the plant, I think. I could be wrong about that, but it's still pretty interesting nonetheless. So this setup here, the reverse ring cost about $7. The step-up filter set, it was $16, which is just marginally more expensive than the close-up filters, but it yields you much more zoomed in macro shots as well as higher image quality across the board. I would take the reverse ring any day of the week over the close-up filters based on image quality alone. I would like to get a macro slider to really get some very well done macro shots, but I don't know if I will. because I'm just not that into macro. I preferred the more zoomed out macro anyways, similar to what my 55mm Nikon lens can produce. So hopefully that explains and demonstrates how well this reverse ring can work. And if you guys like this video, give me a like, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one.